Hey guys, it's Marshall Mathers the Fourth here, back to you today with another video. And in today's video, I want to give a message to black women. And my message that I want to give to black women in America, in the big cities, is that, I know a lot of you think that I'm some racist piece of shit, some racist fuck, some racist prick or whatever. And to be honest, I don't blame or judge any of you who feel or think that way. Really. I mean, I'm being serious here. I don't really care that much. It doesn't bother me. And again, I don't blame or judge any of you for thinking or feeling that way, or believing that about me. Because you all have all the right and reason to feel or think that way about me. But I just want to say that when I made that video a while ago, Reasons I Love Black Women, what I should have said in that video, and I should have been more truthful in it. Because the truth is, and it's complicated, that I am attracted to black women, yes. I absolutely am attracted to black women. I lust after a lot of you, and I'm really turned on by a lot of you for many reasons. And yes, it's so very obvious that I do fetishize you as well. But in my defense, it's pretty understandable why I fetishize black women, because after all, in the media, movies, TV shows, rap music videos, rap music in general, and social media, black women are the whores of the media. They are the hoes of the media. Now, it's not like I ever thought to myself, all black women are whores, hoes, bitches, sluts, skanks, thoughts, or whatever. No. I don't think that way of women of any race, as a matter of fact. But the ones that I look at and lust after and am attracted to, but would never personally marry, because they would not be the good type of black women to even wife up, even if I had a chance or opportunity to even be with any black women at all. Because they're whores. Hoes, bitches, sluts, skanks, thoughts, whatever. And I wouldn't want to get with any of those black women. I mean, maybe for a one-night stand, sure. But even then, it would probably come at the risk of me getting some sort of fucking sex disease from them, or one of the other fucking guys that they slept with or whatever. Like, so honestly, even if I were with any of those black women, even for just a one night stand, I would definitely want to use protection or something like that. Because otherwise I'd probably end up catching something, and I would hate that to happen. Because then I would definitely think, man, it wasn't worth it. And even then, it's not really worth it. I mean, of course I'm going to fetishize black women. And not all black women, but I do fetishize a lot of you. Because even in the past, when I went to the city, I just always looked at a black woman, and thought to myself, in my mind, I guess, an ignorant stereotype that I guess could also be viewed as racist, that, she's a street bitch. She's a ghetto girl. She's a ratchet, bad bougie type of black woman. She's from the hood. I mean, and to be fair, in my defense, most black women in America are. I mean, where do most black women in America live? in the big cities, and in big cities there are ghettos, or hoods, as a lot of them like to call them. And obviously, I know hood is just short or an abbreviation for neighborhood. And they live in really run-down, terrible, shitty neighborhoods, which is honestly pretty sad, and does make me feel bad for them. And, you know, when I was a teenager, I really wanted a black woman to date and even eventually marry. I wanted to be with one really badly, desperately. I wanted just one for myself. Just one. That's all. That's all I wanted. That's all I needed. I didn't want to be a man whore. I didn't want to be passed around or go around screwing a bunch of different women. I just wanted one. And when I was 15, 16 years old, and I got really into rap music, which does glorify ratchet, street, ghetto hood black women, and whenever white guys are even first attracted to black women who aren't even this way can acknowledge and admit the obvious fact that when white guys are first attracted to black women, they're attracted to the street ones at first. The ghetto ones, the ratchet ones, the bad and bougie ones, the hood ones. Because those are the ones that get all the mainstream attention. They're always in the spotlight. Which is obviously not fair to the black women who are moral, traditional, who have good values about themselves, and who are just better all around, but they get no attention. They get completely shunned by the spotlight. And the mainstream media hates it when black people don't fit the stereotype that they have made them into be. And that's really fucked up. And it's not just for black women, but black men too. If you're a black woman or black man and you don't fit the stereotype that's in the movies, the TV shows, the rap music, social media, then the mainstream media hates you, and they will want to give you no attention, no respect, no spotlight at all whatsoever. And I think that's really shitty of them. But that's just the way they are. And it's not my fault. I'm not in control of the media. I have no part in it. And I wouldn't want a part in it. Because it's corrupt. It's fake news. It's backwards, twisted, upside down. But I also want to say that, you know, even when it does come to black women who are for the streets, as even a lot of black guys like to say on social media, and even black men who are from the hood, from the ghetto, from big inner cities, even they don't really like black women. But I honestly can't really say I blame or judge them, because like, black men are whores, sure, if they're Tyrone, that is, but they would never want to wife up or marry any of those black women. They just maybe want them for like a one-night stand to pump and dump. And again, I can't say I blame or judge them, because I'd probably do the same exact thing if I had the chance and opportunity to do so, but I don't. I don't have the chance and opportunity, and I probably never will. And I don't really care that much anymore if I never will. But I will say this, that, you know, I'm not bothered or affected even by black women who are hood, or who are ghetto, who are street, ratchet, bad and bougie, whatever. You women don't bother me. You don't affect me. You don't piss me off or offend me or trigger me or anything like that. I will say that it is frustrating for me that I'm really attracted to you type of black women but I can't be with you because I never lived in an area with any of you. And, you know, when I do bash black women, you black women or black men, I'm bashing you because I'm jealous and envious of both of you equally, not one more than the other. And also, to be fair, it's not even really like I respect, care about, or love, or appreciate, or value one of you more than the other. Like, I'm more on the side of black men than black women, or black women more than black men. I'm just honestly kind of in the middle. I'm just kind of neutral to both of you, to be honest. And seriously, I hate you, a lot of you, most of you, to be honest. And if I'm gonna be real here, because, again, I mean, the majority of you, in my opinion, in the way I see it, in the way I view it, in my mind at least, is that most of you are privileged, that you are spoiled, lucky, blessed, and fortunate enough to even be raised in big cities, because you get to experience and explore living in a big city since you're a baby, but you start experiencing it and exploring it as young as your childhood. That young of an age, that young of a time period in your lives. And obviously into your teenage years and up into your adulthood or whatever age you're at currently. And to me, that's unfair. But I also fucking hate white people who have been raised in big cities, because they were able to experience and get used to, over a period of time, everything I wish I could have experienced growing up myself, that I would have loved and appreciated growing up. If I would have had the upbringing that you motherfucking white wiggers from big inner cities all over and across America had yourselves, I would have been a lot happier. I would have been a lot more at peace. I would have been a lot more content. I would have been a lot more normal. I wouldn't be so angry, hateful, jealous, and envious of anyone. Because the ultimate thing in my life that has caused me the most amount of pain, suffering, agony, torment, torture, depression, stress, suicidal thoughts was the fact that I personally, as a white guy born and raised in America, was not raised in a big city to where I could have experienced and got used to both the environment of a big city and all the areas that I possibly could have ever wanted to explore and experience, especially from a young age, but also to have experienced and got used to the amount of diversity that I would have loved to, especially starting from when I was a child, starting from when I was a little kid myself in my life. And I wish I could have, but the only thing I can do is wish that I could have, because I can't go back in time as much as I wish I could. I can't reverse time or rewind the clock, and I don't have the power to go back in time. And even if I could, I would still be at the same age I am now. I wish I had two powers: one, to go back in time, and two, to reverse my age and become young again. But I can't do that. I can do neither of those things. And you know what? I don't even want to experience diversity anymore. Nor do I want to ever go to or live in a big city in my life. Because, like I said, and I'll say again, both big cities and black people have caused me, both equally on the same exact level, the ultimate amount of suffering in my life. agony, torment, torture, emotionally, mentally, that many of you just cannot seem to acknowledge or understand. And I guess I can't really say I even blame any of you, because, I mean, none of you have gone through what I have gone through. None of you have been through exactly the same bullshit and hell on earth, emotionally and mentally, that I have myself. And at the end of the day, nobody can understand you unless they have gone through exactly the same shit, the same hell that you yourself have been through, whether physically speaking or emotionally and mentally speaking. And the truth is, nobody, at least not that I have seen yet, have been through or gone through exactly the same bullshit and hell that I have been through myself. And I honestly do not see the point in ever wanting to move to a big city or wanting to experience black people, because I feel I've already burned the bridge for either of those things. Because, I mean, I hate most black people. I'm angry, jealous, and envious at most black people in America. That, in my opinion and point of view, are so damn spoiled, privileged, lucky, blessed, and fortunate. And same thing with those white cocksuckers who also were born and raised in big cities and who got to experience and get used to all those minorities and immigrants that they got to. Is just unfair. And it pisses me the fuck off. And it really makes me so very vengeful towards those white people. It makes me want to not associate or affiliate myself with any of those white people in my life ever. And guess what? I don't. And I won't. I never will. You white people, I will never love, care about, respect, appreciate, or value. Now, if you're friends with me online and you just so happen to have that upbringing, fine. Fine, you're relieved of my wrath, I guess, or suppose. But also, you know, it's not like I would necessarily even hate all white people who are raised in big cities, because obviously some white people who are raised in big cities fucking hated it. And a lot of white people who were raised in big cities fucking hate minorities and immigrants, because the only experience with any of them that they've ever had was shit. A shit experience. A fucked up experience. And if you just so happen to be one of those white people, then obviously I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to be jealous or envious or angry at you. It's the white people who had a great fucking blast of an experience with blacks, Mexicans, Asians, Muslims, Indian people, all that shit. But especially with black people, because white people in the inner cities think of themselves as just as cool or dope or awesome as inner city black people. And you can see it in the way that inner city white people dress, the way they act, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they present themselves or hold themselves, the kind of cars they drive around in, the music they listen to. White people in inner cities are obviously very deeply influenced and inspired by inner city black people from the hood, from the street, from the ghettos. And I would say that those white people have nothing but respect, love, care, devotion, appreciation, whatever, to black inner city people of America. And if I would have been one of those white people myself, I probably would have too, most likely. I mean, the only way I would have hated black people, even if I would have been raised in a big city, is if all the experiences that I would have ever had with any of them would have been garbage and would have just been shit. Then, of course, I would have probably hated black people, even if I would have been raised in a big city. But if not, I wouldn't have. I'm not just going to hate anyone for no apparent reason at all. That would be stupid. And I don't. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't ever hate anyone for just no apparent reason at all. Anytime I hate someone, am angry at someone, jealous or envious of them, is for a reason. Whether or not you think it's a good reason or a justified reason, it doesn't matter, because I do. I think it's a good reason. I think it's a justified reason. And I think I am completely and totally justified in feeling every way that I do. But I just want to tell all you black people from the inner cities that, I'm honestly not really ever gonna bother becoming any of your friends. I'm never gonna associate or affiliate myself with any of you. I'm never gonna talk to any of you. I'm never going to want to even be with any of you, because I've lost all longing and yearning and desire and wishing to experience the things that I used to when I was a teenager. And what so many of you fail to understand and realize is that there have been so many things in my life that I wanted to experience over the years since I was a teenager. So many things in my life. Since I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and at the age of 23, in 2020, last year, all that went away, vanished. It ceased to exist. And the reason it did is because, first of all, we had the bullshit pandemic, or should I say plandemic, that the bullshit ass fucking corrupt liberals made and blew out of proportion to create mass hysteria, which they love so much. And then soon after that, we had good old BLM protesting and rioting. How cute. How wonderful. And both those things combined with the way that I had been feeling over the years since I was 15 years old in the year 2012 just added to it. It increased it to the point where it just exploded. It just burst like a fucking volcano or something, and I just could not take or handle it anymore. So that's why last year I just completely just went the fuck off on black Americans in America and just started lashing out at you left and right. Verbally speaking, of course, not physically speaking, but verbally speaking. And I also started going off on inner city white people, and I started just spewing forth all my rage, anger, hatred, jealousy, envy, all that. And, what I'm trying to say is my emotions got to a boiling point, to where I snapped, to where I lost it. Again, emotionally and mentally speaking. And to the point where, like I said, and I'll say again, I couldn't take or handle it anymore. I just lost it. I went berserk. I went fucking ballistic, nuts, psychotic, whatever. And that's why I just blew up, snapped, and just wanted to lash out. And felt like I had all the right and reason to. Because having the feelings and emotions that I did have all the years that I did, over the years of me being a teenager and into my early 20s, really affected me in a really bad way. I mean, honestly, I would love to see any of you try to live a life and try to have an upbringing where you did not get to experience any of the fun, enjoyable, exciting, adventurous things you wanted to, and then get to a point in your life where you just can't take it anymore. You can't handle it anymore. Like, say if you wanted something really badly since you were a child or a teenager, and you go all throughout your childhood or all throughout your teenage years into your 20s, and you still don't have that thing, I guarantee you, you're going to lose it. I promise you. And also, to be fair, I wouldn't even blame or judge, and I would actually respect, like, I am dead serious, I would respect any black man or woman in America who were able to admit their hatred, anger, jealousy, and envy for white people. Say if there were a black man or black woman who was in the same exact situation I'm in, but with the roles reversed. Like, imagine if there were a black man or black woman who really wanted to experience white people but didn't, and they wanted to when they were either a kid or teenager, and they go into their 20s and still haven't, and they just can't take it anymore because all their longing and yearning and desire and craving and wishing to experience white people wasn't fulfilled, and so they just go off on white people and they just can't take it anymore and they just lose it. I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't judge them, honestly. I wouldn't. I would actually respect them. If I didn't love or care about them, I would at least definitely respect them and appreciate them for at least being honest, being open up front about something inside of them, a really shitty feeling. And like I said, a lot of my desires, hopes, wishes, longing, yearning, whatever, were not fulfilled. And obviously, it would get to a point where I just couldn't take it anymore, couldn't handle it, to where I would just snap, which I think is totally understandable. I think is completely understandable, and I think it makes sense. I think it would make sense if it happened to anyone. But honestly, I wouldn't want anyone to have had to go through what I've had to go through myself. I would hate it if anyone had to go through what I've endured over the years. I wouldn't wish my suffering on my worst enemy. No, I wouldn't. And, you know, I'll say this too, that to black women, I don't really feel like I ever deserved to ever be with any of you. And it's not like I have the right to even say that I deserve to be with any of you, because the truth is I don't. And I don't feel worthy enough to be with any of you anyways. And that makes sense because, I mean, I haven't been that nice or fair to you. I've bashed you, lashed out at you, judged you, ridiculed you. And to be honest, a lot of what I said I don't regret and wouldn't take back. But even after everything I've said, I will still admit that, yeah, I'm attracted to black women. Yeah, I lust after many of you. Yeah, I wish I could still date or even marry a black woman, but I know that's never going to happen. And plus, I mean, I'm probably never going to date or marry any woman of any race, not even a white woman, because I'm shy, timid, and uncomfortable around hot women. I've never even really had white women friends in my past. I've never really talked to them or interacted with them that much. I'm a loser. I'm a shy, timid, socially awkward freak. I'm an incel. I'm a virgin, but more so I'm a virgin cell. Because 40% of incels who identify as incels have had sex. And they're lying pieces of shit. They're snakes. So I would even more so identify as a virgin cell or a true cell, if anything. And I'm definitely both black-pilled and red-pilled. And a lot of you are just a bunch of blue-pilled cucks. But anyway, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I'm out.